Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Evelyn here, and today I'm doing DeadCheeky's It Gets Easier tag. It's a 10 card spread, and it's about your teenage years, and my teenage years weren't my favourite. I spent a lot of time in high school. I changed schools 3 times. I was held back twice. And once when I changed from one school to another, I lost another year. So I was 20, almost 21 when I left high school. And as you can imagine, that wasn't a lot of fun. Yeah, I was always the newbie. I ended up in, it took me 8 years, and yeah, I was in 7 different classes, as in groups of students, classes, and I was always the newbie, and I felt very disconnected. I felt... yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on, so yeah, not the best of times, but let's see if DeadCheeky's right and it does get easier. And there's still stuff from my teenage years that still has its reflection on me as a person today. So yeah, I'm using the Everyday Witch. It's one of my favourite decks in general, but it also has a very sort of teenagey feel to it. So it's great for inner teenage work. So let's go, let's see what we've got. Number 1, advice for issues at home. Wow. Yeah, 8 of Swords. I did feel quite trapped within myself, but also at home. And maybe if I had taken that blindfold off, I could have seen that there is a way out. I'm not actually trapped. I can get in between those swords. I can get out. And then I've got to put on my witchy hat, got on my broom and left. Yeah, if only, right? Let's put that there. Number 2, advice for issues at school. 5 of Cups. See, I told you it wasn't a brilliant time. Instead of looking at what I had lost, which was friends that I made, a boyfriend who told me, now that you've moved to this other school, which was the Dutch school system is different. There is not a one big high school. It has different schools for different levels of like what you want to do, what you're doing. I started off at the highest level, like academically wise, like studying Greek and Latin and all that stuff, and I was very proud of being in that school. I really enjoyed it. Then I got held back that first year, and I had to do it over again, and then halfway through that second year of my first year, like my second try, my teacher said, do you know what, I don't think you're going to be able to make it. It might be better if you switch over to another school. And my parents were like, yeah, right. So after the Christmas break, I went to another school, and that really did something to me, because all I could see was what I had lost. I had failed that school. I had failed, to do what I set out to be. I was really, like I said, I was really proud of where I was. I didn't look at what I still had. I didn't look at the fact that I still, just because I didn't make it at that school, I still had things that I could be proud of. I still had like a future, and at that moment it didn't feel like I had a future. Then later on, actually that year, I've got some water here, so I'm going to take a sip. I had an accident during PE at the previous school actually, but that was still going on at the new school. I had some problems with my knee, and I had to I don't know what that's called really, when they put a little camera in your body to see what's going on. No, I don't know. I was just recovering from that surgery. It's not surgery, but I was on sticks, and I couldn't walk very well, and I fell down the stairs at school, and they were like stone steps. And I had a severe concussion. Truth be told, I'm surprised I lived, because where I crashed down so hard. Because what I did was because I had been having problems with my knee, I decided to swing my leg forward, so I went straight back, and I remember I came to and I thought, oh, my ass really, really hurts. And then I sat up a little bit, and it was like, oh, my head, and I was spinning. So yeah, I wasn't able to finish my year, and then the teacher said, do you know what, maybe you should move down another level. And my parents were, yeah, that sounds reasonable, because the teacher's idea was, well, we don't want you to have to do this year over again. It's best that you drop down another level. So yeah, I did, and that was awful. So yeah, very, very long story. But yeah, that had, this feels like, I know this is normally like crying over spilled milk, whatever. But at that moment I felt like I had lost something very, very valuable. And yeah, so instead of putting all my energy into that, the advice should have been, look at what you still got. I knew this was going to be a rough one. Number 3, something you feel was lacking in your life. I don't think the Hermit was lacking, because I was spending a lot of time by myself, and reflecting and writing in my journal and that sort of thing, introspective. So yeah, quite the opposite of this really. The connection was not there, connection to other people. So this is what I did to cope really. But maybe this card is showing the connection to myself, because this is the time that my depression and my eating disorder started. This is where it had its roots. And in therapy I often felt like, you know, who am I to moan about stuff? There's people who've gone through absolute hell, and all I've done is, you know, been held back a couple of years. What's the big deal? But as my therapist told me, those are the years that you're meant to, you know, feel safe enough to develop yourself and to find out who you are. And some people make friendships that last, you know, a lifetime, and I never had that because I was constantly moved about. So yeah. How was this need met? The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, what goes around comes around. I don't know. This Wheel of Fortune feels a bit like the game. Tick, 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 tick. See what we've got now. I never felt very fortunate, so I don't know. Maybe instead of being alone, could I have chosen to pick something else to cope? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that one. So that's the first 4. Number 5, your greatest source of support. The 10 of Swords. That's not very supportive, is it? That's not very supportive at all. Even the cat is turning its back. Oh no, they're trying to scare off the person who actually did this stabbing. So maybe I did have some support. There was someone looking out for me. I don't know who, to be honest. But yeah, I did have like pen friends and stuff like that, so I could like pour my heart out to certain people. But I did feel very pinned down, and yeah, I didn't feel supported even. I'll put that one up there, so it's an even 5. Then number 6, your haven. The Hanged Man. Yep, I always try to just be there, but don't take up too much space. Don't get too involved. I will just hang back. I will just I was constantly reflecting, like I said, in my journal a lot, trying to work out all the different perspectives. Yeah, and yeah, I can see how that could be a haven to just go inward. And because they've got the key in their hand, look. It was a I mean, I could have, if I was a different kind of person, I could have jumped straight in and made new friends and be, you know, instead of feeling it was a bad thing that I had to start over again and again and again, it could have been, oh, I get to reinvent myself, I get to be, you know, I get to make new friends, I get to do, meet new people, but I wasn't like that, so, yeah, I kept myself to myself, and I still do, really. Something wonderful about your adolescent self. Page of Pentacles. Oh dear. I wasn't a very adventurous kind of person, but in my journal and in my stories, because I used to write a lot, and I still want to write, although I'm not doing it as much as I used to. I could, you know, this page is flicking a coin going, where am I going? I've been here. Am I going to go there? Where am I going? I've got my map there. Yeah, let's see where I can end up. And I used to do that in my stories and in my journal. And then 8, how you think others saw you. 9 of Pentacles. I don't think they saw me as a 9 of Pentacles, but they did see me as someone who took it easy, who would just keep away from everyone. You know, I did read a lot, and I did sort of hang back. I wasn't the life of the party. I would much rather sit under that tree with a glass of, not a glass of wine because I didn't really drink, you know, with some snacks, some drinks, a good book. That's me sorted. I've got everything I want. This is a very ideal picture to me. So maybe that's how they saw me, like someone who was happy within herself and didn't want to be part of the crowd. Like, I was alright. How you would have liked to be seen. 4 of Wands. I don't know. Because this 4 of Wands, they seem to be creating together. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not a group person, and all group work I've done haven't really enjoyed. So no. I don't know. And then number 10. Oh, I've got goosebumps. Alright. Something your adult self would like your adolescent self to know. 8 of Wands. There is such movement, but she's in control. Maybe with everything going on and this whirlwind, like, of everything going on, like your schoolwork, your trying to make friends, trying to fit in, or maybe not trying too hard, trying to not disappoint parents, which I always felt like I was, and they would tell me I was. You know, this feels like keeping all the balls up in the air, keeping all these plates spinning, trying to do it all. But whatever is happening, this whole whirlwind, I am still in control. So yeah, that would be nice if I could have told myself that, like, don't worry about it too much. In the end, you've got this. You're in control. Well, I knew that this was going to be a I can't really put them all in the frame. That's a bit of a shame, but you know. 10 cards. 10 cards. Yeah, so I knew this was going to be sort of a difficult one. I had all the questions there, and even just looking at the questions, I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I want to do this, but at the same time, like I said, there is so much stuff still here, like this one, especially, like what I said, the disappointment I had in myself, the disappointment I felt from my family and from my teachers, and the fact that I wasn't looking at what I still had. That is still that part of my life now, really. And the fact that I keep myself to myself, that I don't like going out in a crowd. I'm very careful when it comes to making friends. I'm very careful when it comes to connecting to people. So yeah, that is still quite part of my life, and that stems from that time. So yeah, good one, Christy. Good one. And I hope you're right. I hope it does get easier. And this is something I still need to work on, and I will have to find ways to deal with that pain that from that time period. Yes. Thank you very much, lovely DeadCheeky Christy, my sis, for doing this spread. Yeah, and thank you everyone for watching. Yeah, it's been quite a sort of like not a very happy. Normally I'm like laughing and having a good time, and I knew that this one was going to be a bit of a difficult spread. This is what I do, by the way, after I've finished. I sort of tuck all the cards back here, there and everywhere randomly. I'll put one there. There's 10. I don't normally do that big a spread, really. So they're all tucked in, and then I will shuffle. This deck is now clear. This deck is now clear. This deck is now clear. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I'll see you soon. Bye.